This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, subconsciously wondering how similar each one of those intros sounds from episode to episode.
Good
Because I
question.
do it live every time, I don't record it. Like David Lynch talking about Friday.
You're just coming up with it on the spot. That's pretty impressive.
Um, so yeah, anime podcast. Introduce yourselves.
Yep. Hello, I'm Joey. I didn't have time for uh I didn't have time for much anime consumption this week. We did watch Promare again, and it continued to be excellent.
Still good.
Um Other than that, I've just been hanging out.
Hey there, I'm Louis. I also haven't really watched much anime. Um, just been one of those weeks, you know.
Me either.
Some
Also, Blackle isn't here for reasons that I don't know if Blackle told us.
I don't
Tormented
think
by work, I believe.
But frankly, it's not necessarily any of our business. Blackle's their own person.
Blackle Blackle is a free spirit, you
Um,
know?
do you guys want some news? I have
Let's have
news.
some news.
I'm gonna
about
start
anime.
off. I'm gonna give you guys an image here in a second because I want you to understand why I'm reporting on this, because I don't report on stage show shit almost ever because it's all like local Japan news. It has no bearing on our listenership, who primarily lives in America, Canada.
Yeah,
Um,
even the hosts, like, we would have
so
very limited context for.
so like, and I don't know why it's so prevalent on like English language anime news sites, because it's
Yeah,
just
I
like it's
mean,
not like we can go to it. But
right,
but
dude.
this one is airing. It's going to air in the U.S. It's had its fucking premiere date set, and they're going to perform a stage version of Spirited Away,
whoa.
which I'm not going to, but I almost ignored. And the reason I didn't is because these images are some of the weirdest I've ever thought of. Because to run a stage version of a show, you usually need stage actors, and there are no stage actors who are like 8. So
I mean,
Sen will be played by an adult woman.
to be fair, that's just kind of how theater is.
I know, but it's just like the image just got me.
Yeah.
Because
No,
when you turn Sen into an adult person, she no longer looks like her own character.
I mean, yeah. There's that, but also, like, you're supposed to, like, go in with the understanding that this is a child. You're just supposed to use your imagination. Like, again, that's just how, like,
I
stage plays
refuse
kind
to
of are.
suspend my disbelief. Excuse
But
me.
if you're, like, way out in the audience, it'll be a little easier. Like,
The promotional images are just so weird because I couldn't figure out who the character was for a while, even though they're
yeah.
wearing the exact clothes.
No, I
Because
get
it
that.
just reads as some lady.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Moving on from that. What did we have next? Okay, this is a weird one. Apparently the people who are making the new film for Mononoke have announced they're going to postpone it and replace the main lead in the voice cast. And I was just like, well, why are they going to do that? And the statement was that the film setting is Uki, historically the women's quarter of Edo Castle, and it was a story that tries to depict the suffering and remedy of women. What the fuck does that mean? But
We're gonna remedy the solution.
thus they have decided to change the voice actor of the medicine seller, who was Takahiro Sakurai.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason this guy is getting replaced in everything is apparently he had, and also he's Reagan from Mob Psycho,
Yes, I do know about this actually.
and he was apparently engaged in an affair for 10 years
Oh,
with
this
Yeah,
the
I
guy.
writer
have
from
heard
his
about
radio
this.
show. And this is so bizarre because this would mean nothing in America. it would appear in a tabloid and then disappear, and
Right.
nothing would happen. But in Japan, this guy's gonna lose all of his work.
This is like his entire
His
career is
this
gone.
motherfucker's career is over for now.
It's baffling.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
Listen, he's a prick for
Like that's bad for
for like
sure,
cheating
but
on his for cheating on his wife for 10 years, but also it's weird how like your personal life gets dug up in Japan and has
yeah.
ramifications for your professional life.
I mean, yeah, that like again, as you said, it is sort of I think a bit of a cultural difference. Like
Hmm.
I don't know what that says about
It's
anyone or
weird
anything, but
it's weird is what it is. But
mhm.
and finally, this one is a little old, but I had to report on it because it's hilarious, which is the English language translator for Cypher Academy, a manga, has officially given up and resigned.
Wait.
So,
What?
what the deal with Cypher Academy is it is a manga about students at a school that are constantly doing like cryptographic shit
Mhm.
and wordplay like wordplay puzzles and stuff, and it
Sure.
is so intricate that by chapter 8 this guy started putting like disclaimers at the beginning of chapters saying that he tried, and once they got to chapter it's chapter 12 is the one that he's quitting on. um he has stated that it is functionally impossible to translate the Japanese pun wordplay puzzle dynamics into anything intelligible in English.
Wow. You know what? This is one treasure that they get to
I'm
keep
just
fine. Keep your secrets, you know?
I'm just imagining this guy just at his desk, just ashtray full of cigarette butts, lighting another one, and he's like moving yarn from place to place on a big cork board with pictures, and he's just like,
Uh-huh. No,
I can't make it work. I can't make all the pieces fit.
I'm just imagining the like there is a page of images and then like 2 pages of translation notes.
This is what the manga actually looks like, which is the page will be a half page splash of a character talking, and the rest of the page will be a visual representation of the puzzle or joke.
Yes, I'm kind of like that is kind of what I was picturing, but
like it's a nightmare. Just
some things just simply weren't meant to be translated.
they say Viz Media says that they have arranged for a replacement translator, so we'll see how
Uh,
that goes.
this replacement got a big storm coming.
Anyway, Louis, you said you had
What's
something for
up?
us, right?
Yeah, I saw the name of this and I was like, oh, we have to watch this.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Do you
Complimentary or
want
derogatory?
uh,
Not sure.
ambiguously?
Okay.
Do we want to do like a drum roll or like
We
what's
don't do
behind door
that.
number one, door number
Don't
two?
do not ask for drum rolls on this program.
We did it on like the first or second episode, and Magpie has screamed in pain ever since.
It is just a cacophony that I have to edit out later.
Okay, tell us what we're watching.
Anyway, what would you like to watch?
Anyway, we're watching Buddy Daddies.
Buddy
Oh
Daddies.
yeah,
Oh
I've heard
God,
good things about this one.
I've seen that.
actually.
All right, let's see it. Let's
Yep.
see it. Let's watch it.
Always remember to use protection.
What? No, seriously, what's the joke? I don't understand.
Wait, it's his kid, right?
It's not his kid.
It's not? They had pictures at the end.
Yeah, they did, and it's not him.
Oh, it just looks like him.
It's the guy. It's the guy they shot.
It was the guy they shot. Okay.
Because he doesn't have the earring. For
Oh,
one thing.
I'm face blind, y'all.
All right.
Well,
Do you want to start over?
No, your reward
It-
is blurb.
Ah.
Speak.
On Christmas Eve, 4-year-old Miri Unasaka arrives in Tokyo completely alone in search of her father. The bright lights and merry atmosphere guide Miri to the big hotel and a man with a delicious-looking cake. However, the child has just unknowingly walked into the center of an elaborate, foolproof plan for assassinating a dangerous mafia boss. Professional assassins Kazuki Kurusu and Rei Suwa live together, fleeing memories of their grim childhoods and avoiding emotional connections. When their mission goes awry and they end up bringing Miri home, there is only one reasonable thing to do: return Miri to her mother. But the girl's innocent laugh and pure worldview quickly enamor her to Kazuki, who secretly enjoys playing a parent. And it is not long before Rei's impenetrable heart makes room for Miri. Miri's every move is unpredictable, and Kazuki and Rei find raising an energetic child harder than any of their missions. Although it presents a great risk to their careers, Kazuki and Rei, both assuming the affectionate nicknames Papa, decide to provide Miri with a normal childhood despite all the odds stacked against them.
So it's like Spy Family, but like a
It's
good deal
just
more violent.
it's
This
just Spy
is
Family.
this is like if Spy Family was Lupin.
As Spy Family is both yours. But so yeah,
Both my
we
what?
what?
Your
You said both
both of the
yours?
both of the your
No, shut
both of
up.
the parents.
I'm trying to sandbag my friend's joke live on television.
So yeah, we open on a scene of airplane touching down, and a Italian man getting off.
I mean,
This is
he said,
questionable. He says buongiorno
yeah, that.
upon arrival, uh, and has one of his goons show off a case full of jewels. Uh, to a man who's obviously there to decide whether they're worth his time, and he decides that, yeah, you can go see the boss. So they load up in a black car and go on the highway, presumably to go do a deal. While they're cruising down the highway, by the way, first thing I noticed about this show, really good music, just like really nice. um, but somebody somewhere gets a call for 3 pizzas special delivery and takes off on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. It's a code
So
word.
so yeah, what ensues is a motorcycle, a classic motorcycle assassin attempting to take on a is it a pair of cars? I think it's a
Yeah,
pair of
because the
them.
first one he like blows it up.
With a submachine gun, looks like an H&K. And yeah. So he's trying to assassinate them. Uh, Traditionally, your motorcycle hitman usually waits for the car to be stopped before spraying it down with automatic weapons
Listen,
fire. But
he's in for a challenge.
we're going to talk about the methodology of these two later.
Yeah.
Anyway, he disposes of the first car. The target's in the second car, and he's about to get at him whenever they get split up by a highway on ramp. He's just like, ah, shit. And the guys in the car go, he's just like, yeah, great, we fucking lost them. All right, pull into the place. And when they pull into the place, He's already there, just off his motorcycle, and it's just like, oh shit, did you set us up? And he's just like, no, of course I didn't set him up. Hey, driver, run this guy over. Driver, and
The
driver
set him up.
and driver shoots him.
Yep.
Because driver is Kazuki, and the other guy is Ray. And anyway, they have a scene where they do a little interrogation of him, which is interesting for assassins, but
It was a little weird.
not really within their wheelhouse. But yeah, they're just like who's paying you to import these knockoffs? We don't. People around here don't really appreciate when you bring this junk into the country.
Mm-hmm.
So now, who hired you? And the guy's just like, nobody hired me. It's like, okay, fine. And the other guy gets a call on like his real phone.
Yeah,
he's just like, oh shit. Okay, what's going on? It's just like, Papa, can you come get Mary from school? She's got a fever. It's just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll be there in just a second. And he turns to Ray and just says, I thought you said she was okay whenever you dropped her off. She's like, well, she might have had a runny nose.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's like, I can't believe you fucked up like this. And the guy on his knees is just like, hey, what's going on? And they're just like, none of your business, and shoot him in the face.
They just kill him. That's quite funny.
There's a lot of very casual dispatching people in the show.
Yes, it's a lot of these shows. You know, they'll just be like, oh, we're just gonna knock them out. No, everyone in this show fucking dies.
And it's very casual. There's no to do about it at all.
They do not feel sorry at all for any of these people.
I'll mention it again later, but so yeah, they have to go pick up these two hetero life mates have to go pick up they're married. Have to go pick up their daughter. We warp back 6 or 7 months to a different status quo. Kazuki is waking up in some woman's house. Clearly not really a thing. She gets up and moves to the kitchen or the bathroom, and while she does, he sits up and he runs her ID through like some sort of scanner, and I'm not sure what he's doing actually.
This is why I thought that this was like his child at the end, because I thought like,
it's not her either.
A lot of like implications, and I don't. It flew over my head. Okay.
It's not her either, but I'm not sure what he's doing, whether or not he's just fucking background checking her or whatever. But he decides to just leave peacefully, while she's in the bathroom. And he sets off home. He's got a great leather jacket for a while. But anyway, home is it's Ray Suwa's apartment, and the problem is that apparently in between jobs, Ray becomes just like a fucking depressed hikikomori.
Yeah. Oh, I literally wrote down, oh no, he's a gamer.
He's got gamer disease pretty bad. So yeah, the ashtrays are full of cigarettes, and the living room is full of boxes and takeout bags. And Kazuki is happy to be home. Clearly, to the only place that he feels comfortable, really. And he looks around. He's just like, God, this place is a sty. All right, I brought food. I'm gonna make some. You better eat it. Why didn't you eat your fucking dinner? I made you dinner and left it in the fridge.
You like, never appreciate anything I do.
It's like, it was cold. You're supposed to heat it up, jackass. And he goes to set down the groceries, and a cat bounces off of his face.
Yep, it's a kitty.
And then scrambles over to the couch with Ray, and he's just like, "What the hell is that? Where did you find this? You can't just pick up strays off of the street. You have to take care of them." And he looks over, and like 2 of the big boxes are just full of cat food, and they're like huge boxes too.
Yeah. That's gonna go bad, buddy.
And he's just like, you can't just buy food. You have to do all the rest of the stuff. You have to look after their health and clean up their shit and so
Mm-hmm.
on. So he goes and picks up the cat. And he's just like, I'm gonna put this back where you found it. It's like, what do you mean? It's just like, if you're gonna invite somebody into your life, you have to be prepared to care for them 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a flashback because, as is alluded to several times during this, is that Kasuga didn't always do this.
There is.
he had him a wife and child coming along, and
There's
now he
some
doesn't.
dark implications presented.
So yeah, he goes and puts the cat back where he finds it. Which I don't know anybody who could just put out a cat
Put
like
this
that
tiny little cat in an alleyway in a box.
back in a cardboard box.
he gives it the little scarf at the least, but
Yeah, he
like,
gives him his scarf, and he's just like you gotta understand, like, we're professional murderers.
we kill people. We might not come home one day, and then
And then
what would you do?
you just be stuck in the apartment.
So it's like, it's sad, but like, I guess it's not completely unreasonable.
Like, you understand why he makes that decision. Anyway, he goes back and cooks them dinner, and Ray is ungrateful again, even though it looks delicious. It's like some sort of fried fish.
Hmm.
But he's frying it on one of those grill pans. I really need one of those. Sometimes I want to grill, but I don't want to go outside. He says, all right. Well, regardless of this, we gotta get the shit ready for tomorrow because we're working on Christmas Eve. Just like, yeah, Christmas Eve, the perfect time to kill people. So there's a little there's a little montage. Ray goes to the store to pick up Santa costumes.
Yep.
Um,
He starts baking a little cake.
Yeah, Kazuki goes and gets the shit to make a cake. He also gets his pay and Ray's pay, and has some taken out to be sent somewhere to somebody who probably won't appreciate it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Why don't you just move on?" And he doesn't even say anything. He just leaves.
Mm-hmm.
With his cool leather jacket with its detachable collar.
You're gonna
You
be
know,
thinking about that, aren't you?
you notice he put on the collar in between scenes. Nice, but
Nope. Didn't know. I didn't even notice the color at all. Not gonna lie.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes from bear to like Sherpa. But
That's funny.
anyway, he's walking home to make this cake, and he walks past his favorite host club, and the hostesses are out, and they are hustling.
They're like, "Hey, dear."
It's just like, hey, you gotta come in. Come on, it's Christmas Eve. We'll make it extra special. And they manage to lure him in. This place is also a casino, which is not always the case with host clubs, but sometimes it is. And they get him to play craps, and the next scene you find him, he's just out on the street without his jacket.
Yeah, he lost it all.
So he has to walk home in the cold, past happy couples with children. Just gotta really sting.
Yeah.
All the way back to the apartment to make a cake. So the plan here is that the target is a wealthy human trafficker who moves all around Asia, and he's hard to pin down. But he's apparently rented out the top floor of a hotel for a little Christmas party because his girlfriend really likes surprises and parties.
Mm-hmm.
So their plan, and there's an elevator goes straight up to the top floor, but it's going to be guarded by goons. So the plan is to dress up like Santa Claus and deliver a cake to the elevator to get past security, and to presumably to wheel in weapons or distraction. I don't know exactly what the end game of this plan is, but I don't get the impression they actually do a lot of planning to begin with.
No, they.
Um,
All their plans kind of suck. Not gonna lie.
For Agent 47, they are not. So So yeah, while this is happening, we get to the perspective of a third character, which is uh, about 2'7" off the ground,
This is our Anya.
because Miri is wandering around Tokyo with her little backpack looking for her papa. Why nobody helps her, I don't know. She asks for directions and shit, and nobody just says, "Hey, that's a
Are you
4-year-old. Why are you on the street?
Where are
What's
you
going on?"
going, sweetheart? Do your parents know where you are?
Exactly. Like, that is so prevalent here that I have had multiple adult friends be asked such questions,
Yes,
which is an entirely different scenario.
sure.
Ah, poor Ty in the car. Your parents know you're here? I'm
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, classic.
but yeah. So she's out, and we're just being made aware of this. So Christmas Eve, time for the plan. Katsuki's got his cart, got his Santa costume. Don't know where Ray is. Ray's just somewhere. Um, I missed
Doing childly activities.
I missed a portion of this because for whatever reason the website we watch it on doesn't pause when you pause.
Oh,
So I hit the button to pause it and I wandered off to get a drink and I came back and it was still playing. um,
no.
but anyway,
Trust me, you
he
didn't miss much.
he wheels up the cart to the guards. They go, "Hey, what is this? I don't know about this." And he's just like, "It's a cake for the party." And just like you want me to call the missus? And he dials up the phone and just tosses it at them. And they apparently, I don't know if this is Ray or somebody else, but they have somebody on the line with a voice mimicker screaming into it about how the party's already started. You doofuses, let the cake up.
See, I thought that it was Ray, but I have an argument to why it couldn't possibly be Ray, and it is because Ray is revealed to be under the cake.
Oh
After a
yeah, that's
little
what I
bit.
missed. I didn't know where he was.
So, like, if it was Ray, they would have heard him because he would have been
Yeah, because
screaming.
he would have been shouting. So it must be a third party that they hired for the role.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Meanwhile, Miri has come into this hotel because it is bright and Christmassy, and there's a huge Christmas tree
Big
because
old
she's a
tree.
child and she just
Yep.
follows bright lights and cakes, incidentally, because because after he slips past the guards, he finds himself in an elevator with cake and a small child. He's just
It's
like
pretty funny.
there's a kid here. What? She's eating
She
the
starts
cake.
talking to him, and she's like, "Can I try this?"
He's just like, you want to try it because he's nice.
He's a
She's
nice
a small
boy.
child and he's trying to be nice to her. And he's just like, do you want to try the cake? Obviously, it's just like, here, have a finger full of frosting or whatever. And she's just
She
like,
just starts grabbing handfuls of this cake and
and
shoveling it into her mouth.
he can't stop her because he's just like, this is adorable.
Uh-huh.
Somebody finally appreciates my cooking.
Uh-huh. And he's like, "What do I do?"
So he disembarks the elevator after saying, "Hey, you have to be for Santa. I'll take you to your papa, uh, but you have to be good. You have to turn to the corner and close your eyes." Because she said she was looking for her papa. That's the whole reason
Yep.
she came here. And then they roll out, and she immediately runs into the hallway saying, "Papa."
The
I'm
guards with
so
guns.
excited. They immediately shoot at her, which, okay, this is where it starts to go kind of off of the rails because he drags her behind behind the corner and he's like, oh shit. Ray is just like, all right, things are fucked. Time to shoot my shot. So he decides to kill everybody.
The thing that killed me about this scene is she starts to round a corner and the guards immediately start shooting.
They're like fucking turrets. They
Would
don't.
you?
They don't call out. They don't do anything. Just two bullet holes appear
They see
behind her.
movement and they're like, shoot, shoot, shoot.
Die.
Would you cap a child?
Yes. Oh my God, they're woolly. Anyway.
Wow.
So yeah, Ray's just like, it's go time. Fuck this. So this is where it starts to get out of hand for me. There is no appreciation for how fucking loud guns are.
And for how, like, strong guns are, because, like, they're like, okay, a lot of things do the hide behind table to prevent being hit by fire.
Hiding behind a table is an okay strategy because it obscures you, so they won't know where to aim. But we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
After he dispatches these people in the quietest gunfight that I've ever heard, they move on to the party because it's time to kill this motherfucker.
Yep.
And yeah, they roll into the room. Everybody panics because it's a party.
There's going to be a stampede.
So Kazuki's caught up in the crowd.
Trigun stampede?
Yeah.
A Trigun stampede. And he loses track of Mary, and Ray goes in for the kill. But he gets headed off by the best bodyguard to appear in the series because he just starts to light up the fucking room with Mac 10 fire. And they have to hide behind some tables. While they're doing this, Mary appears to the side and my favorite part of this is whenever they dragged out that guy's girlfriend. She's just like, who are these assholes? They're fucking up my party.
She sounds exactly like on the phone. It's quite funny.
Anyway, Miri is on stage pulling the arm of the guy, and she's just like, are you my papa? And he immediately reaches down. He's just like, good, human shield.
A hostage.
He is a blonde guy with a red earring.
Okay, see, I didn't catch the earring, and I see a blonde guy there. Like, you have to admit that he and Kazuki look pretty much very.
I think that's going to be a plot point later.
Yeah.
But they just immediately just like, good, okay, cool, move it. I'll shoot the kid. And she doesn't understand doesn't seem to understand what a gun is because she's just like, ooh, and she's just sticking her finger in the end of it. Yep. So they're just like, shit, what do we do? And Kazuki looks over at the spilled tray of like sweets and flans and stuff, and he's just like, I have an idea. He says, hey, Mary, I found your papa. And she says, and he throws the tray full of tarts into the air and uses it to defend himself by holding in front of his head and torso as he advances. And the guy with the submachine gun fires on him. So he's shooting a Mac 10.
So he's dead.
This is a pretty common submachine gun, especially in movies because it's cheap and it looks like a box. It fires 9mm and it holds about 15 to 30 in the clip. He would have beaten that tray out of his hands and into his face with it if the bullets didn't pierce it outright.
Yeah.
And the tray is probably made out of tin or silver.
Yeah,
maybe pewter, which are all relatively soft metals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's fucking dead for sure.
This motherfucker is dead.
He's
anyway,
turbo dead.
But through the power of anime, he deflects the bullets, and Ray takes the opportunity to shoot that guy. He yells at Miri to jump because I'm your papa, and he takes his beard off. And she jumps into his arm, and Ray shoots him in the face.
Yep.
And Ray, my favorite thing about this is just like, all right, you got the kid, and Ray's just like, I'm leaving, and he shoots 3 holes in the glass, breaks it, and just repels out the window.
That was was the funniest moment
Also,
in the entire thing.
I appreciate that Ray also chose to wear a fucking 3-piece suit to come and kill like fucking 8 people.
God.
So yeah, the post-mortem on this hitman mission is terrible because he's just like he's killed 7 other people he didn't have to kill. There's about a half dozen witnesses,
Oh, there's more than that. There were a lot of people there.
direct witnesses to him shooting him.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah.
There's 24 or so people from the party.
They don't even try and retreat
And yeah,
necessarily. He just walks out with the child.
yeah, and he's just he's just standing there over the corpse, and he just hears in his head, "Excellent work, 47. Now seek extraction." He's just like going out the window.
Uh-huh. Dramatically repels away.
I'm gonna repel into the entire Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department, which is gathered at the base of this tower.
It was so funny.
Because
for
we
sure
have been
they all saw him doing that.
because we have been shooting for a solid 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, whatever. Speaking of Hitman, Kazuki does a nice quick switch into somebody's tuxedo, presumably a dead man's tuxedo.
Yep.
To take Marin away, and does a pretty effective disguise thing where he's just like, "Please, I have a daughter. Let me let her out first."
Yeah.
Which is just like, this might be effective.
It worked.
Anyway, they both get home, and Mary's asleep on the couch, and they're just like, the conversation's just like, "Oh, geez, how did this happen?" And Ray's just like, "So I can't have a cat, but you can have a human child."
Yeah.
And they go through the pictures that she had on them, and it's just like, oh shit, we totally killed her dad.
See, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen when I started watching this at the beginning of the episode, but then it looked exactly like Kazuki and I was like, "Oh, wait, it's his child."
Well, that's I'm
That's the
sure that's going to be
intention,
sure
but
that's the intention, because she won't be able to tell him apart
yeah.
from her papa,
Right.
who they shot.
Her papa.
Right.
And he'll probably be able to use that to pretend to be a real dad.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the show. And they don't get the cat back, which is fucked up.
Which is fucked up. I thought they for sure that the cat, because he goes back to the alleyway later and the box is empty and he leaves cat food there.
Yeah, he leaves some cat
Hello?
food there because he's just like, oh yeah, whoever walked by might walk by again and pick up the cat food. But
The
But-
cat could have just left. Is the thing.
but yeah, well, I assume it was in the big cardboard box because it was literally too small to get out.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, fucking awful job, Hitman.
You did bad.
Hitman, don't come to the mission. You fucked it up.
To be fair,
You've done an absolutely dog shit assassination, Hitman.
To be fair, everyone in this show was really, really bad at guns. Because, like, there's a point early on where they're doing the motorcycle car chase, and
Mhm.
he points a gun straight at the window at the guy on the motorcycle, and he doesn't shoot. And he just waits for him to come closer. And I was like, you could just shoot him right now. And he didn't.
I was thinking that the glass was actually bulletproof because there was a bullet hole in it, but nobody inside died. But
Perhaps.
but he shot everybody in the first car, so I don't know.
It was indecipherable. And then also later on, with the guy holding the child and threatening the child, he did not use that gun at all. He didn't even try.
Well, he has people for that.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
but when your life's on the line, you take a pot shot, right? But also, their aim sucked.
well, Ray shot him in both fucking knees first, so I think he was processing the agony.
That's true, but a lot of a lot of seconds passed that he could have been shooting before that.
Also, maybe he didn't want to blow a child's brains out.
Well, I'm not saying he was going to shoot the child. I mean, I was thinking that he might, like,
Well, he had it aimed at the child
yeah, I
the whole
guess.
time.
I
But
suppose.
anyway, dipshit assassins uh, out of the way. We can talk about the actual quality of the show, which is
Sure.
all right. It's like pretty well animated.
Yeah.
I like the music, and I liked I liked all the scenery in the like early part of the episode. Their apartment building and like the hallway all have a really like clean like Mirror's Edge look.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
And it also reminds me both thematically and visually of The Great Pretender.
I actually was gonna say that just now. Great Pretender.
Hmm.
I think the art style was definitely a little different, but like
Yeah,
it still looked nice.
it's like the same sort of locales rendered in a different art style.
Yeah,
Because there was a lot of like white concrete in The Great Pretender as
yeah.
well.
But also, it's funny that Great Pretender. It does also follow like these, I guess, sort of like noble criminals that,
Hmm.
because their whole thing too was like, okay, yeah, we're going after the human traffickers. Yeah, we're only going after these bad people or whatever.
Well, the ones in Great Pretender weren't really noble. They were just trying to make money off of criminals. They're just
No, they
like,
like,
we're gonna sell these people fake drugs.
no, they were definitely trying to be noble. Like, I watched the whole show. That's what they were trying to do.
Eh.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That was their whole thing at the like at middle to end part was going after the like literal human traffic. Except in that they never killed anyone really.
Hmm.
In this they just cap you.
And yeah, they kill. What's the body count for this episode? Okay, there were 4 guys in the first car, and then there were 4 guys in the second car. That's 8. All of them died eventually.
Yep. They
Um,
killed like at
um,
least
they killed
7 to 10
they
guards at the
yeah they
party.
killed 4 guards outside of the party. And then when they got into the party, they killed another guy with a Mac-10 and the target. So that's 6 total at the party. So yeah, it's like that's a body count of 14 in episode 1. Very casual.
Yep.
Anyway,
So, not to keep comparing
Comparison.
the show to media that I've already consumed, but there was an episode of Lupin the Third where they show up in a city and children suddenly start coming up to all of our main characters and being like, "I'm your child."
Yeah, there's a Doctor Who episode.
What?
Are
never
you my
mind.
mummy?
I don't know what that is.
Uh,
Is that just?
It's irrelevant. Let's move on. Would you guys watch any more of this?
No. Hard no. There's a reason why I've been so quiet. Not my thing.
Well, don't be quiet. If you've got thoughts, complain about
I
it.
don't have thoughts. It's just if I my only thought on this is this reminds me of Spy Family. Oh, this makes me want to go watch I could be watching Spy Family instead of this.
All right then. Well, shit.
That's it.
That's all you had to say. So
I do think Spy Family has more personality than this personally,
Hmm.
but this isn't bad.
Yeah, like the
means.
production value is great. The art looks great. It's not bad. It's just
characters are even nice. Like
I'm kind of interested to see.
even you're yawning.
No, I'm just yawning because I'm perpetually tired. But yeah, I actually probably won't. Not because it's bad, but because I have other shit to watch when I do watch anime, and I don't watch anime that often.
Yep.
That's another thing. Gotta prioritize.
Yep.
I got more. How the angel next door treats me like a cuck, whatever the fuck the name of the show is.
That's a different show.
Wow.
Anyway, if you'd like to grade our our assassination, you can do that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. Hey, if you want to get in contact with us because you think you're our child, you're definitely not, but you can still tweet us. We are on Twitter at One Episode Rule.
Don't say that to me. That happened to me once.
I think that's happening to someone I know.
It was just like, is that your baby? And just like, absolutely not.
Not necessarily, not possible.
Anyway, excellent work, One Episode Rule. Proceed to extraction.